Alright, here we go. Aaron's first game. And you can see you're down here. Just for your point of view, this here is the idle TC. Oh my gosh, your first game was Chinese. That's I think the most complicated start in the Civ in the game. So it's a good one to start your ranked career with. Okay, as you can see here, also Tushiro is Burmese and he's got almost 0 idle TC. Okay, yeah, so when the game starts, the first thing you want to do is you want to make 2 houses with your vills. I actually don't know the start for... Oh wow, look at you going forward and already scouting. Um, that was really ballsy. Oh wow, and you took one of his llamas. Dang, bro. Oh, look at you take his other llamas. Oh man, you laming. Oh my gosh. Dude, you're insane. Oh wow. Okay. But at this point, look, you have 220 in the bank. You want to always be making bills. Always be making bills. Um, so those llamas you stole were his llamas, and if you look around your base, everybody starts with 2 llamas and 2 sets of 2 llamas or 2 sets of 2 sheep. So basically, there's 4 sheep around your base that you gotta find, and there's also 2 boars, and so those are the ones you want to take and you want to struggle with. The fact that you were taking his in the beginning is pretty funny. Um, that is a strat as well. Okay, so you already have this mill. Oh, so you didn't even build it. That wasn't even a house you were building. Okay. All right. So you want to build 2 houses, and you always want to be making vills. Right now you're at 8 vills, and he's at 11 vills. So with 8 villagers, you're going to be getting a lot more less res than he would. Um, Alright, and so I see you're just doing a lot of fighting here, and your vills are just sitting around doing nothing. And there we go. Alright, now we're doing stuff. Okay. Alright, we're ringing the town bell a little too much, I think. There we go, we did find our llamas. That's good. 1 set of our llamas. Okay, what else we got here? Alright, we're starting with the barracks right off the bat. And you see that you need a house built. Might be a little late. You're actually quite lucky you're not that far behind Ville-wise. But he does come forward with the men-at-arm rush. It's interesting. Okay, and so you can see here, this is normal start here and build house walls with your buildings like this. And then you have your 1 lumber camp and you start building farms once you get to feudal age. And that's a little rough. You lost your scout there, but we can't be idling our vills too long. This is not good. You can actually take... Yep, it looks like that's what you're going to do. Fight him. Fight him away. There we go. Alright. Once this archer comes in, it's a little bit more of a trouble. Once you get archers, what you can do is you can try to protect your most valuable resource with a tower. Yeah. So as you can see here on the bottom, resources collected 1200 versus 3000. And that's partially because he's got almost a third more villagers than you do. You still have yet to build a lumber camp. That's very important. And oh boy, it's good you got a lumber camp, but a lumber camp's got to be right on the wood. Otherwise, all this distance forward and back is going to take. You're going to lose a lot of time. It's going to be very inefficient. Oh, I see you made men-at-arms. Okay. Interesting. Oh boy. Alright. Very good. Yeah, so as you can see here, he just kept making more and more villagers. His idle TC time was only about 4 minutes. Yours was 14. Because I think you only made 8 vills the whole game. Um, and yeah, and so I'll follow up in another video as to maybe a little bit more advice. Hopefully, start to pick everything up a little bit more as your games go on. But you can see here, military and your economy just kind of mostly because of this, the fact that like you start out with more because you were Chinese, but then you stopped making vills and he kept making vills. So you got to keep your vill production up. And that's the end for number 1. Alright, this is your second to last game. It's also an Arabia game. And I decided to do this one before the Nomad one because Nomad's just a completely different start. So I was hoping to see maybe you have a little bit advanced a little bit here. Okay, going straight on here. Looks like you're going random on all of these. Looks like your civs are always different. We got Bengalis this time. It's a nice civ. And let's see what we're doing here. We're scouting, which is good. And you're scouting around your base, which is good. Good. We got to find those sheep. Very important. One thing you always want to do is you want to make sure all your vills are focusing on one at a time, mostly because of food decay, and you don't want to lose any food. But still, the first thing. So when you start a match, you see over here. First thing with one set of vills, you get 2 vills in one area and 1 in the other. You build a house with each of them, and then you go do farms, because you need the pop cap. And right now you're at 5 pop, and you're not making any vills. That's the biggest mistake right here. Making villagers all the time, like non-stop. I'm all about you wanting to play the game your way, but you're not. Unfortunately, it's not going to get very far if you don't have villagers to make resources. Okay, let's see what else happens here. Let's get this fog of war back. All right, finally we got our house. And you see how we're like kind of stuck. Okay, we're going straight for barracks. Okay, all right. It's not bad. Good to have a barracks, but we only have our first 4 starting vills, and we're not going to have enough resources to do anything other than make these. I'm guessing you're going to make 4 or 5 militia again. As you can see here already, he's got over 3 times the resources you do. Mostly all because he keeps making villagers, which then make more food and take more resources. And he's always making more villagers. It's only got 20 seconds where he wasn't producing a villager from his town center. And we have our first vill at 7 minutes. Alright. And we ring the town bell. Not sure why. Is this like a boar thing that you're doing for the town bell? Oh boy. The 1 vill that you made is now dead. So you're back to 4 vills. Okay. Somehow you survived with all this. Did you have loom? I don't think you had loom. You did not have loom, so you just got lucky. Okay. Alright. At least you're getting the boars. That's good. To give you an idea as to what you should be doing at this time, see, as he clicked up, well, he's actually already up, but around 10 minutes, he's already building his wall here, and he's building it using the buildings. So he's got his barracks on the front, like front meaning like in between the tree lines where are going to be your walls, right? You're going to use the trees for your walls, as well as your like archery range, your blacksmith, and your barracks, and your houses. and you're going to just wall around just like that. Okay, so your barracks is good here. I would put it a little bit farther on the front line, maybe here or here, and then put houses and walls, palisade walls in between, and then palisade wall, palisade wall, palisade wall. This is a little bit rough, but eventually you put a house here, and then maybe if you're going archers or stables, you put another stable here, and a blacksmith. Makes it a little bit easier to get around. Put a couple of houses here, and then palisade wall, palisade wall. Should be doing this all around this time right now. But unfortunately, with only 5 villagers, you're not going to have the resources to do that. And right now, you actually have the resources to click up. Unfortunately, you've only built a barracks. So you need 2 Dark Age buildings. It's after you build your houses, you're going to want to, and then you're getting all your resources and everything. After you're around 6 or 7, after your 6th fill, your 7th fill is going to want to go to build a lumber camp. You're always going to want to build your lumber camp straight onto, right up next to the lumber, okay? So you're going to want to build that lumber camp there, and then the next 3 villagers are going to want to go to the lumber, and then after that, then you can start going back to helping out with more boars, luring boars, and more pig eating in this case. Yeah, so you're starting to make, or you just clicked up. You're not making more vills. You clicked up at 5 vills. Okay. You're over 5,000 res behind. So you can see here, and now you're finally making your mill, and he's already got so many archers. And that's just going to melt everything in your base, unfortunately. Yep. Alright, so just to emphasize again, economy from the very beginning because you weren't making villagers, and as you can tell from this chart right here, I mean, you didn't make a vill till 7 minutes, and then you lost it to a boar, but then you made another one. Okay. Alright, on to the last game. Alright, this one's going to be a little bit more complicated. I'm going to show you what he did right here. So what he does is he builds a town center as fast as possible, and then he has his other villagers come and build that town center. Where you want to build your town center is against a tree line, a wood line, and that either next to a wood line and food, or a wood line in a resource like gold or stone. So he's doing this to food here, and the reason why you want to get the town center as fast as possible is so that you know, so that you can start producing villagers. And right now, unfortunately, you're not doing that. So yeah, here's fine. You have a boar here. You have a nice wood line. I mean, where you started, I think, was out here. It's a little bit, the center of the map's a little rough, but like right here would have been a beautiful place because you have this wood here, this gold here. It's not too far from your town center, and then you have a boar right there. So you're getting all this sheep, which is good. Right here, build a town center. Come on. You need a town center. Oh man, I don't know. Are you looking for your town center? You probably don't know what nomad is. Nomad means you only start with vills, and you have to build your town center and get started. There we go. Alright, that's a good spot. Okay, cool. And the other thing is just like a lumber camp, when you build your town center, because you can place it, I would place it straight up against the wood line. So then you don't have to actually make a lumber camp right away. Although that sometimes can bite you because you'll forget to make the lumber camp. Okay, as you can see here, he's already got a mill, and because it's land nomad and not regular nomad, there's no water on the edge, so for you to make fishes. Instead, you're going to be doing mills on deer or pushing deer, but you can't push deer because you don't have a starting scout. Okay. And your Mayans this time? Is it archer civ? Okay, good. You're bringing in that boar. Okay, good, good. A much, much better beginning. Oh my gosh, look at this. Lumber camp right on the wood. I don't... 2 houses already? Oh man, I'm loving this. This is fantastic. So much better already. So much better. You're making villagers. I don't know what happened, man. It's like last game and this game was completely different. Maybe you watched a few videos or something, but okay, perfect. Alright. Barracks is fine at this time. I mean, really, you're gonna want your vill count to go up. I think there's special rules for Nomad. I would normally not, unless there was pressure or I was doing a rush with barracks, I probably wouldn't build one yet. I would focus more on my food, but you're doing a fantastic job focusing on your food. Your TC idle time is going a little up here. Oh, but you clicked up. Good. He's already clicked up already. He's already there. Fantastic. Far better than before. As you can see, he's already building his walls to try to protect things. And one thing I do highly suggest if you're doing Nomad, because you don't start with a scout, and scouting is so important, is that you're going to want to build a stable so that you can go around and walk around and see where everything is, get intel as to what they're building, get those sheep back to your base, and all those things. Alright, mining camp. So the important thing is once you get to feudal, you want a mining camp not on stone unless you're going for towers. You want it on the gold, because the gold is what you need. You need 200 gold enough to get up to Castle Age. And that Castle Age is going to then give you the stronger units and the ability to make more TCs, to get more villagers, to then get more resources. And right here you can see already he's just so much farther ahead with resources, because he's got more than twice the amount of villagers than you that are working this whole time as well. So you can see his idle eco is this, and yours is like this, meaning your villagers are not doing anything during that time. And you do build a tower, which is great. It's good news to protect your resources there. Alright, hop in the tower. Okay, good. This is loads better, and I think that's probably why you got the stone, is to help you build more towers. Alright, and then the thing is that he's been on the attack, so he knows what's coming, and he's got the Bulgarians, which have a ability, instead of watchtowers, they can build this thing called a crepost, which is a stronger tower, which you can make their special unique unit from, which is it's pretty OP. But what are you gonna do about it? You can play as them. That's what you can do about them. And yeah, that was good. You made spears to take out his calv, and they did, but they died at the hour fire because they do that very well. And there you go. Another good thing is that he's doing here is he's creating vision for himself by creating these outposts here, so he knows if you're going somewhere to hide or to basically give him, so you can see here what it does is like he gets all this wonderful vision on the map, so he can see what's going on, where everything is. Scouting and map vision is so important in this game, so you know what's going on, what to build, how to counter, and all those things. That's why I suggest putting down a stable and getting scouts out as fast as possible for, if not a scout rush, but mostly for map idea of control of what's going on, where things are, and what they're building and what they're planning to build. Fantastic, much better game. Highly, very impressed with that. Let's look at the stats again real quick. Economy still struggling a bit there because of that, but if we look here real quick, it's increasing. Major improvement. And yep. And then eventually, once we get the beginning started up, and like once you get all those resources, then you can start making scouts and archers and actually start attacking and more into the game. Hope that helps a little bit. Um, I commend you on your playing. Keep going. Eventually, you're gonna end up playing some people who are not as good as these people you've been playing. Like the first guy you played had over 2,000 games that he played, and if I look at Chuck B, he's played over 600 matches. So like, this guy also knows what he's doing. And the guy before, Dan Danka, he played over 466 matches. So like these guys, they knew what they're doing, and um, yeah. And you'll eventually, if you keep playing a little bit more, you go a bit lower, and you'll find people that are not as good, but are struggling a little bit more with keeping idle production and all that up. But other than that, good games and keep playing.